Hey everyone! Before we dive into the Legend of Zelda cartoon and anime, I wanted to quickly mention Zelda Amino. Zelda Amino is an awesome community app for fans of the Legend of Zelda. You can view all kinds of amazing fan art, blogs, discussions, and vote in polls. Zelda Amino is full of people like you and me who have such a strong love for the series. Simply go to the App Store and search up Zelda Amino, or click the links in the description. Once you're in, you can follow me at ConnerTheWaffle and take place in the discussions. I've met so many amazing friends here that I still talk to this day. Alright Link, let's get started. If you grew up in the 80s, like I didn't, then odds are you're pretty familiar with DiC Entertainment. DiC is responsible for many memorable 80s cartoons, such as Inspector Gadget, The Real Ghostbusters, Captain Planet, the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, the old Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon, and the topic of today's video, The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda cartoon aired its first episode on September 8th, 1989. It ran for an entire one season, having 13 episodes released during its lifespan. The show was infamously, not that great.
Nice job, hero!
Hey, excuse me, princess.
I don't know, it just had that Zelda CDI vibe to it all.
A kiss. Come on.
No!
The show didn't really stay true to the Link and Zelda that we all know and love. In a way, it almost felt like a parody of The Legend of Zelda. Allow me to explain why. First up, let's look at the characters, specifically Link in particular.
Oops. Guess I offended her royal prissiness.
Now, when this cartoon first aired, the only Zelda games that were out were the first two on the NES, The Legend of Zelda and The Adventure of Link. The stories were simple. You played as a young elf boy, wielding a sword, going off to save the princess. Along your way, you'll face tons of scary monsters and explore dangerous labyrinths. Link is a silent protagonist, which works great. So, when the time came to adapt this young, silent, noble hero into a cartoon character, what did they do?
Another beautiful day in the magical kingdom of Hyrule. Boring place. Oh, I won't. I promise. Well, excuse me, princess.
Yup, they turned him into a whiny, loudmouth, arrogant crybaby. Why? Why would you try and make Link one of the most unlikable characters in a cartoon series? Right off the bat, in the first episode, Link does almost everything possible for us to hate him and want to change the channel.
After saving the Triforce from evil, the hero gets his reward.
Nope. That's better. I understand that they had to give Link some kind of personality, especially for a cartoon series made for kids in the 80s. A silent, noble protagonist wasn't really the hot thing at the time. But when every episode is about 25 minutes long, and Link only spends maybe 3 of those minutes being a serious, unlikable person, and the other 22 minutes are full of,
Darn it, Sprite! I was that close!
then maybe something should change. Every episode of the Legend of Zelda cartoon is pretty much independent from one another, meaning you can watch any episode in any order, but they all follow a similar formula. The episodes always start out with the minor plot, like Link wants to take Zelda on a date, or the king building a water park for the kingdom. Yeah, why not? These minor plots are arguably the worst sections of every episode. You're just constantly waiting for something to happen so Link can pull out his sword and we can get some action. But when the action finally comes, it's enjoyable. Yeah, when Link and Zelda are fighting Ganon, his minions, or any other monster, it's really fun to watch. There are a few times where the action scenes amount to nothing more than a slapstick comedy, but for the most part, it's what we'd expect from a Legend of Zelda cartoon. Just like in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, all of the background music used here is from the video game.
Wait here, Sprite!
I always found that to be really charming, especially since there aren't too many cartoon adaptations of video games, so seeing familiar locations, items, and hearing the music we all know and love is definitely a plus. If the entire series had more of this, and less of this,
You called for a hero, princess?
I think it would have been more of a hit. However, just like with video games, there's always dedicated and talented fans out there willing to create something magical. And that's where we have Zelda Motion, A Link to the Past, a fan-made Legend of Zelda anime created by the channel iApathy Industries in 2014. There's only one episode released. However, one episode is all it takes to show the undying love that the fans have for The Legend of Zelda. Zelda Motion was basically going to be an anime adaptation of A Link to the Past, and this first episode takes place completely before the game would even begin. The episode starts off with some great character building, with Link and his uncle picking vegetables, finally getting to learn a little bit more about who this guy is. We get so attached to Link and his uncle right off the bat. The two then have dinner, and...
Uncle? Thank you for everything. You protected me after my parents died, and have been taking care of me ever since. You're like a father to me, and I hope one day I can be as kind and honorable as you.
Now, take that and compare it to...
Aren't I sweet? Yeah!
It's a day and night difference. The tone, the character itself, everything here is done right. And this episode actually has some big name voice actors behind it, like Todd Haberkorn and Vic Mignogna, aka Natsu from Fairy Tail and Broly from Dragon Ball Z. Search up Zelda Motion and check out the episode. It's really awesome. I think that the potential for a fully fledged Legend of Zelda cartoon, done right, is very possible now. I mean, heck, remember that short animation that was released for Super Smash Bros., revealing Palutena as a playable character? That trailer was amazing! We didn't care about Palutena being in Smash Bros., get that out of here! Sure, the official Zelda cartoon wasn't so great, but what followed was a sea of fans creating their own Zelda cartoons, anime, comics, everything. There's so many fan creations out there, and just goes to show the love that people have for this series. Thanks for watching, and have a lovely Zelda month.